How you? You will lay a desire. Then I'd wear that power. Via Yatiga, this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a portrait of my trade there. Well, on it was away. Alas, I will that Gianna, we say you. Papa Mora, get me up when anywhere, Momba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. We are glad that we want by say so when you go, yeah. I want to go. There be you. Do a play you go back for Monyo. Papa, you guitar, petit, brother, Fassoni. Kaidaka. Bena paya posa gogo mambo panjago Apo blo akafwe Wa posa nyoka fwe Be afonte mwa bandi yo kwa kle yukiye Nyonjo si mwe Posu kata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo wọn Emo o Nese tokan Is a coco, where they have it. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. What's to a cat that dream of where I dream on the one? Emma, Nesetoka. Now, with is a coco, where they have it. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, getting your bed well, I know sound simply a name. Hey, I do. Let's do what you just grab it to work on. Say your book on ya. Are you an owl? Typo Bodaciano, and now we say you over. I want to look like I need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy them when we get. Hey, Imo, am I gay? One of what I want, I guess me, I'm done, and it the boy. Oh, ow. Bobo that Giano and now we say you will. So like it, I'm going to never go. Netoni and Layo. Hey, are you? Obo just say, oh, yeah, I'm a walking ever. Kaidaka, when it was to work, I go to let you know halfway. I just know. This is what I say. Bobo, yeah, you like do I get more by one name on tele by Potamu, Kayuada. Planning Papa, Renegation, Bacao Lage, the Puesipo, the PSCB. The 10 years you don't get up one, there was a Bob was a Dressio, Mambo, Palipo, Giano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. To a black jabla, so say. I just want to lay a bat to an apple, you see you okay. Wait, you, Evo, Saibo, and they get up and block where John B. Banglo. On the Kriana walk like a bad day, de noir. Joso was said. So, I want your national stamp, the Sule. Say. Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. I'm done it. Where are you? Two away. And no Roswell. Gay bear Roswell. South Africa, your fault, your way. Thank you for your work there and my one. I'm the Pope and Yagu. Don't feel it, I say, oh, Claudio. Say, back in what we are coming. Say, Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu ni nde swelu Kwa mungu mange dota siko bala Kabo nyowa se Pepo swelu muzo bluke Say yari ase Panye ino Gen mwande ye Nyok mamble yo se mwande ni anao Ari wo ase o Panye Amo amora da o Saibo de Giano ana wise yiwo Agbeso rulo di yo Panye So pẹ̀lú ni wọ́n Saibo, 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 that young man that will take you there. Mon madame le maire, lui dans le main de ce loup. When you know I say, it's a mayo. That was the yasu also wombo. When you Amora Ginola, Saibo, Saibo,
Oui, il a fait une chanson à Moblé Production, voilà. Et Moblé Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le démon, pour les jeunes de l'US tout. Moblé Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Moblé Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Mon bien production. Abia dia au bois. Amounia grand. Moi et toi Pierre. Moi yé, Pierre mon moi yé. Moi yé, Pierre mon moi yé. A toi Pierre qui a verré. Pierre mon moi yé. Ah Pierre oui. Ndato Pierre se prononcé. A toi Pierre qui a verré. Ma possia o. Moi yé, Pierre mon moi yé. Bossa bossa iko momo nje Pierre ji mo were mando ye mo a Pierre ji mo were mando ye mo Pierre we bebe ha ji a were Pierre momo nje moye o to Pierre moye o Pierre moye o Pierre ji a were ba lo koje yo ji a were so no dunia embe Amado, let's appelé. J'ai mon équipe à yon nez. Mawa dia équipe à yon nez. Dia, plébonné na kanyopo. Si à vous tiena, de kanywe. Kanyon de code, c'est pas du pléa. Pierre mon moyen, Pierre mon moyen, Pierre mon moyen. On garde, on y ça. Moye, Jiblo, no pigeon boba, Yeruno. Ma boye blé, Pierre, Pierre, moye, mon blé production. Pierre, mon blé production. Assez au clano. Y'a un gars l'amour, le côté. Pierre, moye, Pierre, Pierre moye, Ericona, Pierre moye, ah Chalicona, Pierre moye, ah to Pierre moye. Die na pa yeble, to Pierre die na pa yeble, ah nie Pierre we, ah Pierre we. Pierre moye, Erico jato Pierre Mare bomu jato Pierre Erico de bomu jato Pierre Miomo daka Yo jale ko ye nyowo pa Opa bla ye de nyani ye ble bra kite Dia o anade bro aja be atia Nyoro agade ke abudi ye Ono homono ne ka double ye So bo somo soble so danyo Paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanere to Pierre jawe ke to Pierre point so weke to Pierre yiwa mo pa kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane to Pierre ki agba ide papa ko ya o a to Pierre moye ah tu agba mo e dibe ko agba mo e ah o you agba mo e Pierre we ah Pierre you agba mo e Pierre we Pierre moye, Pierre moye. Gayo padà wẹ̀, nebo kango. Gayo padà wẹ̀, nebo kango. Ah, tidieji, ah, tidie we. Ah, mara tidie me o, ao. Upa kari de kwini tawake, asa o made. Moye, Pierre moye, Pierre moye. Sonia Routier. Assez. Mama Sableye Angela Wene. Ye bobo pangla brille Angela Wene. Nama bobo pangla brille Angela Wene. Angela Dio, Machapa Keyo, Daria Dio. Moye, Angelo, Moye. Oh, Mamma Bokembla, Chia, Mamma Kemblode, where you je sais ma Jackie, je sais, Mama, je sais, Tania Kyoto. Handa Nicola, Memotia, Manda Nicola, Tania, Nicola Brecamo, Otuachi, Naipo de Wenge, When on la Chili Agia, Agaro, Moye, Piero Moye, 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 Piero Moye, Moye, Ade, Moye.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Labra Public Radio is setting in again tonight, ready to rock and roll. We say welcome on Labra Public Radio. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a wonderful show. We say please share this video, share it to as many people as possible. Yes, the young man that just news they just ended, he passed away about 2.5 or 3 years or so ago. But we want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning into LeBron Public Radio. Please share this video to as many people as possible. Let your brothers and sisters know that the Libra is here. And I'm not here to back down to nothing. I am here tonight. I'm going to be rocking it. We are here to have a wonderful things to make sure that many of you that are listening are able to join us tonight. If you have questions or comment, we will open the line and then you make your contribution. But please join us and please share this video to as many people as possible. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for the opportunity for us to be here. We want to thank you for everything. We want to thank you for all that you have done for us and continue to do for us. My Lord, we ask that our brothers and sisters that are not in peace tonight, we ask that you bring peace to their life. My Lord, we ask that our brothers and sisters that are not able to laugh tonight, we ask you bring joy to their life. Step in, my Lord. Bring comfort to them. My Lord, because we ask you, because we know you have the ability to do that. And we know you can do it. My Lord, we ask again tonight to bless the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia. We ask that the President Waka, the President of the Republic of Liberia, be blessed. Touch his hand, give him long life. Whatever it is that he touches, my Lord, that indeed it will be blessed. Whatever door he knocks in the interest of the Liberian people, that indeed those doors will be open. We ask, my Lord, that whatever we do, you are in present control, and we ask you to help us to achieve. We ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. So, again, it's Monday afternoon. We say thank you. Thank you very much. We are here to do whatever we have to do here tonight and discuss the issue affecting Liberia. The Libra is here. There is no two-way street about it. We want to thank all of you tonight. And nobody gonna change the topic that I put up here. Whoever comes, you follow tonight. I'm not even asking anybody. They ain't got plate. Go and say, well, on your plate, they say, I ain't got no plate. So I'm not asking anybody what on it. You come and join, you talk what we have to do. We don't talk about what we have to talk about. You bring your own, we put it aside, we talk about. We're going to go with subject. Rigid regiment. I used to live in a barrack. I used to live in Maria in a barracks. Regiment, that's what I know. So tonight, it's regiment. We're going to stick with one subject, man. We're not going to come people throwing things all over. I'm not even going to ask people what on your plate. I say, good night. Come on and tell me what do you have? And we'll go on with talk. Because we play. That they play business, we talk about just back then the people he brought in to eat out of a plate, they continue to steal from a plate. We're not asking anybody for a plate anymore. I'm not asking people for a plate, though. I'm not asking anybody for a plate. We're going to listen to it. What is this? What is this? Why are we behaving the way we are? Why do we behave like that to ourselves? And one of the interesting things that I notice about us as Liberians is that we do not have the ability to remember what in the past. And we continue to repeat the same mistakes. Enough. Let me bring in Jerry here tonight. Jerry, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Thank you very much tonight for joining us. The question tonight is, why do we behave to ourselves the way we do? What is this? Okay. Granted, the president bought new cars. We all say, why is that? Why are we not accepting the explanation from the security forces? They're telling us to buy this car for safety. Did you not hear the Supreme Court the other day asking the government to provide the maximum security for them? Now, you can say, you can question the amount. That's okay. But to say the president do not have the right to buy car from the unbelievable. The way we carry on in Liberia is unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. So the president comes in, and the people, the security people say, Mr. President, this is what we need for safety. Now, the president, yes, indeed, he could have said, this is not the right time. Liberia is going through crisis right now financially, so we don't have that. But those people, they are charged to protect the lives of the president and his family. And so if they feel you don't know what kinds of things the people, security agency are seeing, they're not disclosing that to us. You don't know what they see. You don't know how they come up with these kinds of conclusions. So if the president were to say, no, I don't want car, something happened, then what are you going to say? The pure toy, he refused. So if anything, we need to find out from the security agency, why did they come up with that kind of conclusion for the president to get new cars? Okay? So we have to trust sometimes. We don't agree with it, but we have to accept that we put people in charge to be able to make decisions. Now, let me talk both sides of my mouth now. But because these people are so corrupt and they steal all the time, people don't trust them. This is what I've been thinking ever since on this platform. Be truthful. Be truthful, because if you are truthful, they will come back to you. That when you need something, the people will say, yes, it's all. But if you always lie to them and you're so corrupt from early time, and you guys are back again, Unity Party, you have no standing with the Liberian people. You have no standing with the Liberian people. So the only people you have standing with, people like us, who believe you are putting there, and we don't know what you have. We don't know what you've been looking to. But you use the security apparatus to steal the same problem some of your they have right now. So why should Liberian trust you now? This is why we're telling you the corrupt behavior is destroying the fabric of the society. Let me bring in Jerry. Thank you.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. The only B man on this show from B and Doru. How you doing? You know, it is interesting. Liberian, it's fascinating our behavior. And I mean, I got something to say, but what you just brought up, I have a couple of things to talk about in my talking point, but I'll come to it. What you just said about security, the presidential cars and all these things. But let me say this first. RIA, no light.
Something going on with your internet. Yeah. Are you with me, Jerry? No, Jerry is not with me. Jerry is not with me.
No,
His
it's
internet is being immunized right now. Jerry is not with me. Jerry, you got to get back out and get back in because your internet was frozen. Okay. So Jerry is bringing another subject matter that we're going to be discussing here, the IRA. We will discuss that. But first, I want us to address Jerry. Are you with me? Okay. All right. Let's see. He's going to come back. So the point here is this: if you are not truthful and you always want to play Watson devil, oh, y'all can't leper not catch me when they go there. Oh, I just joking. Y'all can't leper not catch me. Oh, I just joking. When the leper catch you, they say you just joking. It's the same thing here tonight. You lie so much in the governing process. You lie to the people in the governing process. You lie all of the time. And based on the lies you put forth, you steal on top of that. And the Liberian people don't trust you. In this type of situation where the Liberian people are supposed to be on board with you because you're trying your best to say this is about safety of our leader. He's not only our leader, he's our father. So whatever safety measure you're going to put in place, we're supposed to support you. But you lie so much. And based on the lie, you steal. And so people don't trust you. So when they look at the president having the new car, they say, well, everybody's suffering. So Jerry, let's hear from you. We'll go to
okay.
the IRA here. We'll discuss that. Go ahead. You were frozen
let me
here.
address, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me address the issue that you brought up. You see, this thing we have to take it step by step by step. How government function. You know, it's a disservice when they took service from our school. And one of the wrong things they ever did. I don't see the reason. What is the benefit taking service from our school in the first place? Because if you learn service, you will understand the functionality of our government, how government function. The security make the budget and send it to the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives will send it to the Senate, and the Senate will approve of the budget before another budget needs to allocate the money. The security didn't just come and say, "Oh, here's the money, you go buy the car." No, that's not how it works. This money have been sent to maybe to the chairman of the House and Security Committee, and we went to the Senate. They have to approve for they have to approve for that money. So the money just come from somewhere else and they just put it in there. That's how, it's a layer. It's like you peel in the orange. You know the way you go layer by layer by layer.
But Jerry,
So people who understand the magnitude of
let
these things.
me push you a little bit on this here. I understand you are the security analyst, and your understanding of the matter is much more deeper than me. Your understanding of how and why they think the president need that car. If you have your mindset on this, your understanding of it, if Liberian was to be brought on board with that kinds of understanding, even 1/5 of your understanding, it will be fine. They're not doing that. Nobody asking them to leak out the secret why they're doing this. Nobody asking them. But the point here is Liberian has been accustomed to these people using the security apparatus to steal. Samuel Twe is in court right now, where he was able to use, according to the paper, allegedly use security apparatus or security, national security, whatever, and take some money that don't belong to them. So when Liberians see these things, they question. And instead of people coming out to explain, they're being defensive. And in their defense, they insult. And in their defense, they're condescending. And in their defense, they're being ridiculous. And many people don't understand it. They say, okay, send the thing that the people think. And as a result, other people who have the platform like this will start improvising and start saying these people are corrupt. These people, and without going into why this vehicle was purchased. And this is what we need people to actually take a whole week to explain to people. Liberians don't have money right now. USAID cut off. Many children will not be in school. Teachers are not being paid. Children are in the street. And out of a sudden, you see the president having a brand new car. So people are wondering. But I know
But you see,
that because of the security situation, I don't know what kind of security threat is it, but the security, from my belief, they have a level, like you're saying. They have level, okay, what color code, if they have a color code, maybe they got to the yellow point or yellow code. They said, no, this one we got to get the president on the safe ground. They understand that. They deal with it daily. So I'm not questioning. My thing is they have used that in the past to steal. And because of that, Liberians don't have no trust in whatever judgment they make. And they refuse to bring the Liberian people on board with them. I've been saying this over and over. You don't have to come and leak out the secret, Jerry.
yeah, but thank you. No, but here's the thing, though. You see, the secret, the word security, is secret. It's not something that say we're going to be come on the air and say we are buying this or we are doing this or we are doing this because of this. But before this car was bought, in fact, this car is from the previous government and from the previous government. You got to upgrade. Even let me just put in a limit term for those that are listening to us. The cell phone that you and myself were using. It must sound ridiculous to you and say,
It is
what?
because the point you're taking right now, the line you're taking is very ridiculous, Jerry. I thought you were going to go on the security line, but you're bringing
No,
upgrade when the Liberian
no,
people are
wait
not being upgraded. You're talking
a
upgrade
minute,
when
wait
the
a
people
minute,
don't even
wait a
have
minute,
food. USAID
wait a
cut
minute,
up, no
wait a
job in the
minute,
country. You're talking upgrade,
wait a
Jerry.
minute, wait a minute, wait a
Okay,
minute.
all right.
You see, you see, when you're ready to do something, you gotta explain it for people to understand the
That's
magnitude
the point I want
why
to
it
hear.
is important.
Okay.
Why it's important. I will say all great. Your cell phone you're using, every now and then you say all great. It's the same system. Even the computer that you myself when using is upgrade. You got to upgrade it for a certain level. So it's the same thing with the president car. It's out of service. The previous car the president was using is a new car, and they brought a new car for the president. It might be simple, but look, if they bought this car, I know how much it costs because the point you're making is a political point. And also the political point is also a security threat to the nation. Because people want to score a political point and say, oh, they bought new car for the president, there's no school fee, then pay, and AYC. No, the president have to function, the president have to travel. So these are things. What are the security threats? That's why it's not revealed. The only people who are supposed to know are the people who you are elected to represent you. That's why they go to before the Senate, before they go to the House of Representatives and make their case to the people and say, look, we need about maybe $1.5 million or we need $2 million to upgrade the car. These are the issues that we have. So not everything that we in the public for public consumption, it's not going to be. Let's be realistic. So
Are you with us, Jerry? No.
that's the issue.
Jerry, your
And
internet is not doing you a favor tonight at all.
it's not taking lightly.
Your internet is so bad. It
The
is
Senate
is
have to call these individuals. These people, they are questioned behind the scene.
okay.
Why you think we need it? Do we think we need it at this time?
No, Jerry, you. I think you're missing the point though. I'm not
What is the point?
talking about reasoning. The reason why you need a car. That's not the concern. The
What is
concern
the
that
point?
I have, and I understand the reason. The car that
Okay.
President we have them were driving and what have you. You don't expect President Waka to be driving the same car up to this time. It doesn't matter what are the village government. A government is a government, and the government has to function properly. President or other state other state president can come and visit President Wakai. You don't expect him to put. You don't expect President Wakai to put them in the pen and route all over Monreal. The president need to have a state car. I understand
Granted.
that.
Granted.
And so
So
the
so
state car.
your point you're making here is because the money they spend, that's it. That's
No. Far
argument
from
here.
no. My argument here is this. You don't
What is
have
the
to
argument?
leak. You don't have to tell us why, because then that's going to go into national security. But somebody have to tell the Liberian people, just like what you just did here, without going to the reason why. The president need car. And the president he's not gonna say wait until I have Liberia got $1 billion. The car the president was driving before, security from the security standpoint, it is not up to standard. And what the Liberian people need to understand is that the
Listen,
president.
this is what I said. This is what I'm saying.
No, but hold on now. You said it, but we're not hearing it from the people. Those that are running the thing, we're not hearing it from them. We want to hear people who are improvising and considering just a Waka government to be the most corrupt. Because the buying car, when people used to talk about joy we are buying, the same thing President Waka do. Those are the kind of thing we're hearing. And that's my concern. So let me go on. So the point here is this, Jerry.
Okay. But here's the point I want to make.
I think your internet is getting very with you. Your internet getting very with your excuses, to be honest with you. Your internet in Rhode Island and I even in Liberia is very with you in Red Jerry, because it keep cutting off. Can you hear me? You see? You can't hear me again. Your internet in Rhode Island is upset with you. Your defense is so poor. And the internet is saying, I can't stand it once. They keep cutting off. Ain't off. Okay, folks. Jerry is frozen again. We'll bring him back. But no, the point here is this. Look, I get it. President Baga, because he's not just president of the Republic of Liberia. He's also going to be other foreign dignitaries are going to come to visit. And when they come to visit, Jerry, your internet in Rwanda is very
it's from your end. It's from your end.
The internet saying Jerry tonight I will not back you. It keep cutting over, especially when you start making these ridiculous excuses. Then you get back.
No, Mr. To. And look, here's the thing. Yeah, what I want to say. See, you don't have to come to the public and say, "Oh, we are buying the car because of president's safety." That's great. I mean, it will be an Irish person who will understand that they need the safety of the president. The president have to move around. You just make the case that when the president coming, because
Jerry Barker, Mr. Jerry Barker.
Yes, sir.
I don't mean to interrupt. The uptake is so wrong.
I understand.
When people cannot even afford food, and you hear now,
so the
way the opposition are taking it, they're beating us on the head with these kinds of stuff, and we can't. We don't have defense for it.
Mr. To, are you telling me the president going to ride or what the thing is?
No.
We borrow to go to work.
Listen. The point. You're missing the point, Jerry. The uptick. Let me go there again. President Waka buying 2 luxury car, Lexi car, over $300,000. Okay, and somebody wrote today $300,000. I say I can afford it. If I want that kind of car, I can go take loan here. I can get that kind of car. But why would I want to do that? But anyway, that's besides that. So, but that's not the point. Liberians were beating on President Weah for luxury, for buying things, doing things. And the president came on and made a statement to say, and I have that video here as well. to say if it means for me to ride wheelbarrow to the executive mansion, I don't need car. Now, with that kind of statement that is out in public domain, if you're going to come now to buy a car based on the recommendation from the national security, that information needs to be passed on to the Liberian people. To say, no, the president said he will ride wheelbarrow. But the people who are protecting the president, they're suggesting, and we don't want to take risk. This is the reason why we're going to buy a car. When you do that, some people will still be skeptical. There's no question about it. But at least you give us the opportunity to be able to. Who brought you here? Nobody brought you here. Nobody. You need to go back until I invite you in.
I'm here to straighten you guys.
No, you here to straighten nobody. Oh, not tonight.
Jerry.
Tonight. Let me make my statement to my buddy.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Just sit tight. Just sit tight. We will invite you here very shortly. No, just sit tight. So when you come out and make that kind of statement, as I was saying, okay, those of us that have put ourselves out there, it's not that we want to defend, but at least we have something to talk about when somebody criticizes us. But they didn't do that. Now, public people who are now ready to throw the chicken sing at us. They say, hey, yeah, President, yeah, say you're gonna ride wheelbarrow. Yeah, the new car here. The one in between from riding wheelbarrow to new car, there's something in between there. That something is missing, and now people are improvising, putting something in between. Wheelbarrow, new car, because the people are corrupt. That's why they put it in between. And my point here is, these people are not doing any good for all of us. They are corrupt.
Who are the people?
Nobody trusts them. The government of the Republic of Liberia and those who are supposed to implement the information system.
Those who?
Mr. So I already told, I'm not here on witness there. Jerry understand exactly what I'm saying. You in fact, I'm the board chair. Please don't come ask the board chair question here tonight. I beg you. I beg you. The board chair is not in the mood. So, Jerry, this is the point that I'm making.
But
you have a clear understanding of this thing, how important it is for the president to get a car. The safety aspect of it. And these people, they know. And nobody asking them to tell. But when you take this security stuff and put it in the political realm, then the people want us to eat crow. And I'm not ready to
I have to come in. You and Jerry.
Let Jerry.
Let me listen to Tabata. Go ahead.
Why you want to listen to him?
Tabata. Let me listen to him. Go ahead. Let me listen to Tabata.
This is so embarrassing. I'm wondering whether after your program, whether you can pick up time to go and listen to yourself. Some of these things, you can drink whatever juice you want to drink and act like you don't want to pay attention, but I will still speak my mind. This is ridiculous and is absurd. You and Jerry here, why you want to use other people as a scapegoat of your own government initiative? Samson told you need to stop this. All right, you and Jerry come here, and Jerry is the president getting that sort of I don't know how many $1 million. Is it in isolation? Is the president not aware? Are they lying that he said you are not going to ride wheelbarrow? Okay, the safety of the president, it comes good. Yeah, but I don't know what you're afraid of. Your own creations, your own invention is what's hunting you down, because he's going contrary to all of the things that he said. But you do not have the guts to come here to tell your audience you don't want to eat crow. And so when you come here, you and Jared, you play your old rhythms and sing the people. Who are the people? He is the people. He is the commander-in-chief. He sanctioned that $1 million vehicle that you're using because and for getting to know, look, Samson told, try to be man. Okay? Try to be man. This idea of always defending and protecting your own alligator, I mean, people are sick and tired of it. The people around the president, the people, who are the people? Who brought these people? Where we knew them from? He brought them. He doesn't know that he wanted to ride a sort of luxury. He doesn't know that students and teachers are going to be going out of classroom because of they're not getting paid. But guess what? They want to live a flamboyant life. Those very things that they talk about, they spoke against, that they were going to be the extraordinary. They were the Messiah. Today we're at a fake code name rescue when you have come to drain and strengthen its economy. What is this?
Hey, you say I'm gonna be man? You come in here and telling the boat chairman to be man.
you know why you know that? It reminds me when 1975, 76, with a Italian case when they were hunting the people from Maryland. That's how you look at.
Okay.
So you know, let us be honest to our country. You know, because, and I know where you're coming from. There's a fear in you because people are going to come at you, so it's embarrassing. But hey, you have to live with it. You have to deal with it. You brought it upon yourself. You literally put your life on the line for this old man that everything was going to be good. On the contrary, we are seeing different results every other day. But when you come here, you and your patron Jerry, you try to scapegoat other people. You are taking this now and putting it on the head of the EPS director that he's thrown this thing out. And Joseph Boyka and his administration, they have no idea. They just saw the car flying. They don't have it. That's not what I'm saying.
Jerry, give me 1 minute of your time. Well, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead. I will reply.
Two of you got. Oh, you're going to take 2 on 1 now.
Jerry, go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry. Reply to him. I will reply to him.
Mr. So come here and lecture us that we don't know what we are doing, or the president know what he's doing. I mean, that is no, listen. You as a president of all, that's why I say probably you need to take a civic lesson. You need to go back to Tottenham Hall. Maybe when you're in Tottenham Hall, they didn't teach you civics. You know, maybe the other time they are taking civics.
The only thing they can do is to get it right. The only thing the students are not learning no more. You are disrupting.
No, thank you. I'm glad when you were in Tottenham Hall, they didn't teach you civics. Maybe
Mr. So, will you please allow Mr. Bagan to
give me a chance?
Please.
You know how the government function. You know what? I don't blame you, but I blame you for what you are saying. That's the whole thing. I don't blame what you're talking about. I blame you for what you are saying. That's the whole thing. That's a difference. But look, Mr. Buckeye, the Excellency, to get a car, it's required by the security. That's the security make the recommendation to the Senate, and the Senate have to approve of the budget before they make buy the car. So that's not. Mr. To raise a point. The point Mr. To is raising is that the criminality, the intent of, because the former regime government said they used the security to justify the corrupt behavior. That's what Mr. To is talking about. Because they used it in the name of security and they took a huge amount of money. And that's what To is saying. That's what Mr. To is saying. That's the point he tried to raise. It didn't mean that the president cannot ride a car. Of course, he's the president. He's entitled to it to get it based upon the recommendation of the security of the country and the country. That's why they elected, they appointed people to make sound decisions to the president of the Republic of Liberia, for the Senate to advise the Senate on certain issues, for the Senate to make sound decision, the representative to make sound decision. But I got Mr. To's point that because of the implication, the previous government was leaving. And they said they revoked security. I've been forgetting the figure, how many money was used. This is why the former Minister of Finance and his entourage, they are before the judicial system and going through the judicial system. So I understand his point. But for you to come here and say,
what are we crying for?
Hold on,
Let
sir.
me say this, Jerry. Let me
just let 1 second.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
For you to come here, Mr. Barker said he was going to ride. Yeah, that's the point. But you see, when the security make the recommendation, the president have no choice but to say yes, it had to be done. These are the issues. Even the president must say no, it cannot be happening. But it will tell Mr. President that cannot happen. It just need to be, and this is the reason why we're giving it to him. The president have to succumb. The chairman of the intelligence committee in Senate, he have to ask a question, before they can approve of it.
Thank you. Let me say this here, Mr. So let me say this to you and your group that are in the habits of your group that are in the habit of accusing us of bringing in President Wakai, and indeed President Wakai is not able now to bring out the issues and whatever it is we have. Here's the thing here. Okay? Here's the thing here. The point here is this, Mr. Son. What would you guys would have preferred us to do? We sat here for 6 years. We saw President Weah and his operational factors. We saw President Weah. Moluba Molu told us what was happening in President Weah administration. We saw President Weah building. We saw people in President Weah government that were fully sanctioned by the United States government. Were you guys expecting us? Were you guys expecting us to not support President Wakai? You guys wanted us to support President Weah for President Weah to be re-elected and put us deeper into the hole? We have no other choice. This was the best thing that has happened to Liberia. Now, you can question as to whether they have carried out the mandate or they are carrying out the promises that they said they wanted from us, which that is not the case in many cases. We can discuss that. But for you to come here every night and think that we need to regret, we need to be remorseful, we need to eat crow. This is something that the liberal and the rest will not do. We are proud. There is no regret. There is no regret. In fact, I will say to you and many of your kind to say that because of our advocacy, we saved the Republic of Liberia. To bring in President Wakai, we saved Liberia. And you guys need to be thankful to us. The sedition and everybody else. They need to be thankful to us that we were able to save the country. And we'll work. Because we save, we will do what we have to do to make sure that this country survives. Go on, Mr.
So then the question now is, why are you trying, you guys, to scapegoat other people? You're running away. You live in Jerry. He has deserted you again.
Look,
when he creates this sort of a dramatic scene, then he leaves you alone in the lion's den. So I want to face you.
Who's the lion? Who's the lion?
Well, I'm just telling you, he leaves
you
in the lion den.
I'm asking you, who is the lion? You say leaving me in the lion den. Who is the lion? You?
That's a guess. Let me just carry on.
Go ahead, sir.
I don't understand what he's saying. You see, CDC had this problem, and they were unable to defend the positions. I am not against the president's right.
Well, who's the lion? Who's the lion? Who's the lion? You are our show. You are our show. You are our show. We allow you to come in our show. We allow you to come on our show, then you say you're the lion?
You see, this is quite interesting.
I'm the boss.
You sort of divisive.
We allow you, then you call yourself lion? What make you lie on that?
These divisive tones, rhetorics from your old man is all being planted in all of you guys, and you're still trying to put it in people's faces. And I will be the last person that you think you're going to do that with you and your Jerry back on. We know how divisive you people are to the government, and that's what you are illustrating. That's what you're doing here every day. You do not want to take responsibility of the fault of your government.
You don't belong. You
You
don't
want
belong on
you
that
want
side.
to put me downstairs. This is what you do. You want to put me downstairs. Jerry can send you whatever text message he can. He wants to be up. You can switch it. There you go. I'm fine with that. It will not stop me from saying what I want to say.
You
Jerry
are a
said that here, he
visitor.
endorsed when you're doing this sort of ridiculous thing, he endorses it, enjoys it, and he doesn't say anything because he's a co-host, whatever it is. But I will see. You were leaving, oh, let he can send me text message. I want a link. I will say go to your host. But yeah, it's the thing here.
So it's a threat.
Liberal, yeah. When you come on the network, then he becomes your ally. But when he leaving you out, then I am your friend. But we'll see how long John will stay in the army. But here is the thing here, liberal. I don't see anything wrong. It was the same thing you
Thank
guys were pushing.
Thank
We
you.
are right
Thank you. Notice that
right
you see nothing wrong.
the
Thank you.
president, we are in a volatile society. The president needs to, the security of the president, whether we agree or not, the security of the president is paramount. We are in a very volatile society. But the seditians were unable when the Unity Party people, you, the lives of back home, and many others was pushing it. Oh, you're right, private jet, this and that. This guy is going to his own country and taking Chatter J. He said he was going to use wheelbarrow. Now the wheelbarrow tire bus. He's not. Whatever it is. I don't see anything wrong with the president riding a vehicle that is bulletproof or whatever. Look, we are still in a country that is still going through the recoveries of the civil crisis, whether we like it or not. People were not properly demobilized. We are blessed by the grace of God. We're not seeing some crazy thing going on, so we can see it here. So, like Jerry said, and I agree with you. You see, this is the honest part of me, and different from you guys, because everything is rosy with you people. So when it is wrong, you try to reconstruct the crime scene and picture it as if other people are responsible for it. That's the problem that I have with you guys. It's not automatic. These are security recommendations to the president, and the president has no other alternative to say, okay, we saw how somebody went rushing into the president when he went to that, I believe, what a university down Rawafi Highway there, almost literally. We spoke, we frowned on that. That was a serious breach. All right. So these things, Samson told, I know the love you have for this old man here, but for God's sake, when you come here, put the interest of the country first. You're talking things you have no idea what they say they were doing. They know the security of the president comes first. It's not that these are recommendations from top security personnel. Mr. President, this is what you need to have for your security. You think the car just fall down? So it went through a process. Whether the process was properly vetted, that is a different conversation. But when you come here and you want to scapegoat other people, and you think that, oh, it is only the EPS director without having consultation with the president, then it's wrong. You see, it's wrong. And I think Jerry Barcon agrees with what I'm saying, unless he wants to be more partisans and lay on your side, which is okay, because he would never disassociate, he would never denounce you. But I think he's doing that here tonight, vehemently disagree with this sort of tabata talking point you come in with here, all the other people do this. You need to stop this. Okay, you can do better than what
Thank you, Jerry.
No,
Let's go ahead and wrap it so we move
no.
on.
I mean, what he said, this is what I said. It go through a process. The president might not say, look, take for example.
At one point, you agree with me, right?
Most part, yes.
Oh, no.
Most part. I agree with you. No, I said most part, I agree with you. But here's the thing. If the president goes somewhere, for example, you can tell the president, Mr. President, you cannot go there today. You cannot go there because of reason. He might yell at you when you do VIB protection. You can tell that VIB, you cannot sit in that chair. We'll find another chair. There's a reason why. She or he might not like it, but that's what you are trained to do. That's your responsibility. If it's go wrong, it's you. So when the thing that happen, your mind is going 100 miles per hour, split second. And I think I will come to it today. What happened on Kakata Highway the last time when they chased that driver to 15 gate. We will address that issue tonight. So that's my point I was trying to make to you, Mr. Boche. This thing go through process.
Thank you.
Tell him he's not listening to you, and you continue to hang out with this guy.
When you're talking to me, Mr. So, say Mr. Boche. I'm the Boche here. My power is bigger here on the platform. I'm the Boche. You're just a CEO. The boy is over you. We tell you what to do. I mean, that's about it. But anyway, thank you guys. Let me go on to the next subject matter, which Jerry raised earlier. Let's talk. We're going to be talking about the Rafi International Airport lighting condition. But before that, let's listen to this wonderful video here to remind us that we're going to go discussing this issue here. Who are we? Do we not know that we're supposed to have X, Y, and Z? Let's listen to Martin Luther King again, please.
After Martin Luther King.
Thank you very kindly. Because I have other engagements, I don't have a tradition of being brief all the time. You know, I'm a Baptist preacher, and we can talk a long time. But I'm going to really be brief today. I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
So, the reason of this video is once again to demonstrate that it's not just life, but as a government. When the president assumed the office of the presidency of the Republic of Liberia, he had a blueprint, and he shared the blueprint with us. Now, you can have a wonderful blueprint, But there are people who are supposed to construct from that blueprint the infrastructure for which that blueprint is for. If you do not have the proper group or the proper mechanism to construct whatever it is the blueprint is for, you can have all of your blueprint because it's on paper, you will not succeed. The president told us he has a rest agenda. And in the rest agenda, he lays out everything how this government is supposed to function. And what are some of the things, the pillars of his agenda? Because he believed that those pillars of the agenda, if carried out effectively, the agenda will be successful and Liberia will be moved forward. But those who were charged, the mechanic, the construction person, the technician, are refusing to follow the blueprint the president laid out for all of us. And because of that, he drew the blueprint already. If he was the only person that said, okay, well, I got my blueprint, I'll build it, then what does he need the other people for? The situation at Rabat International Airport, I've been home before. The light in the auditorium over there always flicking, blink, 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 never goes off. Why can't they fix it? I've been home more than 3-4 times, and every time you go there, I look at that light, it's always there. Why can't they fix it? They brought in the how do you call it, the platform to connect the plane to the building. My understanding, somebody, after they finished teaching, then somebody decided to do something else and it's broke down. It still has not been fixed. I'm not too sure whether it's fixed now. What happened? They build the airport, and there are certain place at the airport that grass should not be. The grass all over the place. And these people are educated, but because they're refusing to implement their rest agenda, we're having this problem. So from my perspective, these things, yes, the buck stop with the president, but we have to be realistic. These are not young people. These are not just babies. These are educated people who profess to have the degree, who profess to have the experience. And we're finding out that they do not have the experience. So yes, the buck stopped with the president, but he asked people to implement the process of his blueprint. Let's start with you. Jerry, I will come to you. Let me go to you because he's
Jerry is badly uncomfortable with what you are doing today. You can see from his figure, he's very much feeling very embarrassed of the things he did. What are you talking about, Labor? For God's sake, please. Why all of these contradictions? Oh yeah, even though the boss start with the president. So what you want us to do now? The boss start with him. He brought. Let me
hold on, Mr. So before you go on, before you go on making the ridiculous point, let me help you out.
Okay.
I am not in the business of telling the president how to run his government. What I am in the business of is to criticize. Now, if the president wants to seek the criticism and take it on, that's up to him. But I'm not in the business of telling the president that you need to fire this, you need to fire that. That's not what I do. So go ahead.
If you don't have the guts as a supporter of this president to make sound recommendations, and you're going to be apprehensive to second guess, oh, this one do this. Can I speak? Why do you want to just jump into a losing battle that you know you can't win?
But why you were coming and say Martin Luther King blueprint is different from President Baga blueprint?
Of course, he's correct. He's correct. He's correct. We don't know what his blueprint, as far as we are concerned. buying whatever cars and this and that. These are state property. That's part of his blueprint. So why you want to make this sort of far disconnected comparisons to can show Matthew later?
Okay,
Okay,
go ahead,
well,
go ahead, go
you
ahead. Make a
can
point so I can bring Mr. Jerry back on. Go ahead, make a point.
you're making Jerry to be very uncomfortable and very embarrassed of what you are doing here
Jerry will
tonight.
speak for himself. Jerry don't hide anything. If he's not comfortable, he and I have bamboo now Divakola here before. If he doesn't agree with me, he will not make it easy. He will speak it out. So please, Jerry did not have you on here to speak for him. If you have nothing to say, let me just go on to Jerry, please.
You see, you're not. You see, your own man, Georgie. Your embarrassment here tonight to everybody that's so embarrassed about Clarence said you just sent me a text here that I don't understand what's going on with the liberal. You sooner or later you know what it means to lose your allies. Everybody, Georgie, all of them are deserting you now because of this sort of behavior. Yeah, oh, and they want to do this, they want to do that. Why you want to scapegoat people? Liberal. Let's be honest. All right. If you have a blueprint, your vision, you as the head of an institution or government, Jerry knows that, and he knows exactly what I'm going. It is the responsibility of that arrowhead to drive that. If you have any passenger, you have any crew member who in any way try to redirect your train, you better take some administrative position. If you are not, if you are unable to tell this president, whoever that is on board, which is not a wrong thing to bring people, but if these people, it is the president's vision, it is the president's agenda. Anything on the contrary, they are not with the president. And anybody who is not with the president, there must be no accommodation. And for you to come out here every night, every evening, and try to scapegoat people, and you think you just want to throw something for all of us to just take away here, you must be ashamed of yourself. Okay? And that's what
Thank you.
Jerry is, and that's
Thank
exactly
you.
what
Let me
Jerry
bring
is
it.
feeling
Let
right
me
now.
bring it. Jerry, go ahead. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Thank you, sir. When it comes to the RIA, I'm one of the victims myself. 2 years ago, with that flight, I was on a flight. We went to Liberia 2 times before we finally landed. By the time we landed, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was on that flight. We went to Liberia. There was no light. We returned to what the plane name. We went back to
Salute.
Freetown.
Free
Went back
time.
to Freetown. From Freetown, fly down to the air.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, I was one of the victims on that flight. I think I was one of the victims on that flight. I think I said it one time on the show.
Yeah.
So I know what it is. But here's the point I want to make. Let me use quoting power phrase. You say when you break it, you own it. When you break it, you own it. He advised Mr. George Bush at that time, the president of the United States. He said, Mr. President, you want to go to war? When you break it, you own it. So here we are. We saw the mistakes that were made in the previous government. What have we done to ratify it? That's an international airport. For Christ's sake, we saw it. And like I said, I'm one of the victims. We saw it. That should be our priority. Number one, number two, or whatever it is. These are issues. That's what drive the money into our country. That's the easy way to do it. Let me say something. Maybe people will not do it. Recommendation. In the Republic of Liberia, we do not have a second airport outside Rawa Field. James Springfield, we close it in case of emergency security wise.
No, we're building spring how do you call it, visible park or whatever park they call it.
All right. We don't have a second plane just in case of emergency. We have to go to Freetown Articles in case of emergency. It's a disgrace to us. Folks, it is in the interest of our national security. The second thing is, as a former pilot, The airport is a control airport. That means when you are landing, the light come on. That's on a control airport. It's come on. Once it's there, it's off. And when you are making an approach, that pilot or that crew, despite there was 10 cars, I think about the station of 500 people on that flight. 10 cars, he landed that plane safely in that darkness. But the Liberian aviation need to question that pilot. He could have turned around. For safety, he could have turned around. The same way he did in April 2 years ago. It could have been done. Thank God nothing happened to us. Or nothing happened to that country. You know what it means for people to be there and he land on that plane? He's seriously need to be investigated. He need to be summoned as a pilot, that captain of that airport, that pilot. He need to be investigated because he know the rules of engagement when there's no life for learning, except when there's an emergency. And when you're approaching, that lead will come on to indicate that you are approaching. And that's an international airport. And he did it, he landed that plane in that darkness. As I'm learning, they pull cars, it's not military. That's not a military country to say, yeah, we're on a military route. He could go on some kind of clandestine operation for them to land, what you call it, cars on the wrong way.
Speak, Jerry, speak.
It's the second thing we need to do is look, you got to spend money to make money. Even for to be successful. People might think, oh, because people aren't taking pay or people aren't doing this. But we need a second airport in case of emergency. What happened when something breaks down in Liberia at this point? Something happened to RIA. If, God forbid, what are we going to do? Who are the people that are making this decision?
Who should we ask?
But I asked the question. But here's the thing, CEO. It's a disgrace to us. Small country like that, we didn't even get.
Jerry, when you call a new CEO, then you call me
Mr. Pochier.
Yeah. Don't just call it
Mr. Pochier, Mr. CEO.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace to us.
Let's listen. Jerry, let me just take 2 seconds. Jerry tonight, more or less, is at his best. He's seen to the light and worth of reasonings, and from our indication, he's transitioning. So give Jerry a chance. Jerry, floor.
Look at James Springfield. We need to renovate. If that is the case, look, we can build another airport outside Monrovia, just in case emergency. How long it would take us to build the airport? We got land. We got engine. What are the military doing? We can use that to build an airport. Construction. For the military to do it.
Right to that, my good ego. What happened? You might ask. Oh God. Pardon me, I'll get answer for that question.
So I just want to rest with this. It is time for us to start thinking ahead. Let us not be reactionist. It's time for us to let's be proactive. If we be proactive, Liberia will be better. We can build another airport right in Bombay Hill, outside Monrovia. Beaumont, Kakata. Or let's take it from Kakata and carry it to the west. That in case of emergency, if there's something happened to that airport, or there's a crash in that place, we are not even prepared to respond. But there's a crash. How many hospitals we got right now in Liberia to accommodate us was what that pilot did? Where's the preparedness? Have we ever have a drill that today when that thing happened in Robert Field, where are we? So folks, I mean,
look, Jerry, what you have done tonight is a complete disconnect with other people who found themselves in a different world, in completely in illusion and not understanding the today's reality, but they think they are strong supporters, so they are unable to speak the truth. But you really got to the point, and you have done yourself a good thing here tonight, a good redemption, joining the voices of reasoning. And I told you, but you are gradually seeing it for yourself. This liberal, for whatever reason, is unable to tell somebody, even I who is forget about this show. If I even do it to even tell people that he's doing wrong, he can't do it. So this guy, when they even want to make him clown chief in our era, I will campaign big time against him because he doesn't want people to feel bad.
You don't have
Like,
vote. You don't have vote in our area.
no, no, let me get my point because he doesn't want people to feel bad. And there's a reason why they say bad and good. You can't make people happy. I love that parrot. I love that phrase from Colin. He owns it. No any other person is President Jose Numa Boyka.
Thank you. Thank
The
you.
now waiting EPS director, the now Sylvester
Thank
Gilby,
you. Thank
the now
you.
Buki Ben Keita,
Thank,
or whatever it is.
thank you,
So
Mr. So.
yeah, hold on 1 second. I know you are very uncomfortable
No, but
in
we
tonight's
can't let you
conversation.
continue to sell around all the things like roller skating. This is a talk show, and the liberal and the CEO,
No,
I
this
mean
is
the
not.
liberal and
This is a program.
the liberal and the
This is
boy
a
is in
program.
charge.
It's a
Let me
program. We don't run talk show here. We run a program
Oh,
here.
okay,
There's a big
whatever
difference.
about the liberal and the
I
boy.
know.
Yeah.
I know you are very, very much embarrassed
Mr.
tonight.
So,
So,
will you please let the liberal and the boy chair take control of his own show? Thank you. All right.
wow.
Let me just say this here. Mr. So, you can come out here. Jerry is not moving anywhere. Jerry is making the same point that I'm making. What I'm not in business of doing is to tell the president that this person must be dismissed. I'm not going to do that. What I will do is to sit here and point out the faults of some of these people. Whoever is running certain agency, if they're not doing good, we'll point it out. It's left for the president to make that decision. If the president wants to
Wow.
keep the president on, it's up to him. I will continue to point the faults. That's what I need to do. The president was elected. He didn't come to the position through the back door.
So then let me ask this question.
Mr.
Then
So,
if things go wrong, no, listen. What we need to understand. The reason we assemble here every night to have this conversation is to also engage the audience, and we tell them why the truth of the matter.
I'm glad you're not on
Well,
my show tonight.
so if you're not here to tell the president to do this, yes, whether even if you say it, whether he's going to listen to it, that's a different thing. But I just find it very difficult.
No, Mr. So,
The
I'm not.
core
What I'm
message,
saying, what I'm telling you,
the core
what
essence of your message.
yeah, my message here is this. For example, I'm saying here tonight that the situation around international airport is unacceptable. Those who are in charge of our international airport are not doing us a good deal.
Who put them there?
The president. And the president, if he wants,
You
he will
listen
take
to
them
your
out.
co-host. You listen to your co-host how his life was in danger, and many other Liberians
Mr. So,
investors.
I do agree
But
with
you
you, but I'm
see,
not going to make any recommendation to the president to fire anybody. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. Let me say this again. The president was elected to carry out a specific duty.
we are not questioning. We are not
Okay,
questioning
so
that.
I'm not going to tell the president, Mr. President, X, Y, and Z need to be fired. No, I will say X,
Wow.
Y, and Z are not doing what they're supposed to do. The president would then, if he's listening to me, now let me finish. The president, if he's listening to me, it's okay. Mr. Stoll said X, Y, and Z are not doing what happened. And then if you want to fire, he will fire. If you want to retain, he retain. So don't think that I will make those kinds of recommendations. Now, yes, there are other things here that I want to say here about this Ralphie International Airport. Mr. So, we've been on this show here. We've been on this thing here for a very long time. Look at Ralphie Highway. We talked about it. 5 years now. It's still going on. It will not even finish on the president watch. It's Ralphie Highway, 28 point something miles. It's still there. They're not going to finish it. But that's not the issue for me here. The point here is this.
So what is the issue?
The issue here, Mr. So, is this. President Walker has a blueprint. He called it a rest agenda. He asked people to help to implement his agenda. And people who he have asked to implement the agenda, many of them are unable to carry it out, to carry those agenda out. It is my job to point that out. To say this person, I don't have to even say, Mr. President, I just said this person is not doing X, Y, and Z. For example, let's go into my own area, engineering. Look at Ralphie Highway. When Gideon and everybody else came in on board, Ralphie Highway was already being constructed. But there were certain items that's supposed to be happening while the construction process is going on the road. Those items are missing. Those who are in charge should have recognized that those items are missing. And because those items are missing, the road itself is dangerous. It's dangerous to drive on it at night. They don't have a medium barrier. Nothing. And that medium barrier, according to the plan, the medium barrier is supposed to be part of the construction. It's not there. You don't have sidewalk, complete good sidewalk that's supposed to be happening. They are not there. You don't have the street, complete street they said they were going to put on there. They don't have it. And people who are in charge, the Minister of Public Works, you don't hear them talking about it. Those are the things that I point out. Now let's go back to Ralphie International Airport. Here in America, any airport you go to, they have a backup system. Because nature can take control anytime. You have no control over nature. That's why, in fact, in design, when you design road, you design bridges. If you want that bridge to be good, you design it for a 100-year storm. When the 100-year storm comes, there's nothing you can do to stop the drainage from being clouded, because that's the 100-year storm. You don't go beyond that. And in Liberia,
can we come in now, please?
Hold on. In Liberia, you can get 100-year storm in 6 month times. Now, the point here, Mr. So, those who are in control of our international airport, these are the kinds of things you put forward. As Jerry was saying here, what is your own plan? What is their safety plan? Do they even have safety meeting? Do they even know that they have some sort of a drill? Do they do drills and stuff like that? Mr. So, you're not going to question me when I finish. I'll pass it on to you. Don't worry. So these people, apparently they're not doing that. Because if they have drills and they have these backups, you won't have issue like this. We have the same issue in President Weah time. And many of these people were campaigning that if it was us, these things won't happen. It's then now. Why are these things happening? I'm not going to tell the president you need to fire somebody. I'll point them out. Let's hear from you.
Can I come in?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Cole, can you ask your chief moderator on this? Can you speak some really businesses in this guy?
Nobody on witness stand here. Let's hear from you, Jerry. Please go ahead.
You see, if you know where you're coming from, you will know where you're going.
Mr. Bacon, just hold on 1 minute. Let me educate Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali, I am not just a board chair. I am the board chair with the power. I can shut you and the CEO down tomorrow. I got that power to do so. So don't come here and say you're just a board chair. I'm not just a board chair. I'm the board chair with power. In fact, tomorrow when I come, I will buy my gavel and you'll see the gavel in my Go ahead, Jerry.
If you know where you're coming from, you will know where you're going. And for me, I believe in history. And history will tell you a lot what happened in the past, and you'll be able to predict what will happen in the future. Let's look at that from 1977 to 1979 when OAU were coming to Liberia. During the old day, people used to pass through Firestone, through 15 Gate to go to Monrovia. When OAU were coming to Liberia in 1979, that road was built in less than 2 or 3 years, max. Max. So from 1979 to 2025, less than 50 years or less than 40 years. All right. And here we are, 35 miles road, 35 miles road. 2 administrations can't finish on one road. And we're done on the toward administration in less than 2 years, or less than that. That's a question we need to ask ourselves. What the hell going on in our country? These are questions we need. The Liberian people get a right to ask a question. That's their responsibility to ask the government, what is this? All right. But yeah, one point I want to make tonight, I think Mr. Dr. Miller June said something. We have to be prepared in the time for peace. Our rivalry is not prepared to handle any crisis that, knock on wood, that ever happened to that place. We're not prepared. Physically, financially, we are not. From the standing point, what I know from aviation and also from security perspective, no, we are not prepared. Especially 2 times they are happening in our country, and we are not taking correction measure up to this time. Okay, we are not taking correction measure up to this time. So let's assume the previous government didn't do it. Now it's in our charge. We are in the driver's seat. Look, it is not going to happen here. It's not going to happen in our watch.
Thank you.
It's not going to happen in our watch. Because this is international. It's a reflection on us as a country. As from business perspective, we're losing money. People who want to come and invest into the country, probably they have second thoughts. The airport is not conducive. So, folks, let's do this. Let's be sincere for our country. If you do good work, you will get dividends. You will pay dividends. If you do good work, you will get paid. If you do a lot of work, you will fail. It's as simple as a student. When you read bad turn paper, you're gonna get no good results. So we can do it. We have brilliant people, we have smart people. That's what I say. I love LPR. We got diversity, but we got professional people on this show, and I love it. But
are you afraid to point me out? Look, Jerry, you see, you're doing good, but until you can call your guy, call him out publicly. This is what he likes. He does not take no advice. He will be very vehement in his action here and think that he's correct.
I'm not
and
too
this is
sure
why
what Jerry is tonight. Rescue 2.
But he asked me for analysis. I'm doing analysis on the issues. What are happening at Rawafi last night or night before the last. And it is general for us. It is general. And Dr. Miller asked me, why should I throw the pilot under the bus? No, I'm not throwing him under the bus. He is a pilot. He is in control. He has to make that split-second decision. And he knows that better than that. As a pilot, as a pilot, you approach him. If you know the leg is not coming on, you turn around. That's
Jerry, let me ask you. The light comes on based on how high the altitude of the plane, right?
Yeah.
The closer I get to the ground, I get to a certain height, the light automatically
the
comes
breath
out.
out. Yeah. So as you
So
get into the place,
if you get to that and the light is not on and you still go down, you just take off and go back. Like, bro, not serious. You take the people to and drop them off. So you all take bus to go back to like, bro, 2 or 3 times they will come to themselves.
well,
They
you
need to do that. Drop the people to sell you. Drop them to sell you. Say you all take bus to go.
You take it a radical view, but anyway.
2 or 3 times they will come to themselves.
No, like I said, I'm the victim. 2 times we came to the place, we landed, we came, they couldn't land. We had to go back to Freetown again. When we were coming to Freetown, from Freetown, we came back to Monrovia, and we said we couldn't land it before the 3rd time before we landed. By the time we landed, about 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. So, you see, so why the lesson we learn?
So
When you make mistake, you learn. Yes, sir.
You see, you will see it for yourself. Hanging with this guy is like you go for all you on your own. You see what he's telling you? He's telling you indirectly they were supposed to drop you to Saloon and you get take bus and go home. This is who this guy is. And these are the kind of messages he's telling President Boyka every day. Everybody for themselves, go for all. He is your co-host. If he cannot be in sympathy with you on this sort of live view, you explaining your ordeal.
Let me put the number up.
And he got the guts to come out here and say, oh, drop them to Salon, let you take bus and go home.
But that, you know what? Why he says that should be your view, because you are the more radical individual here. So that should be your view. That should be your view. Instead of his
folks. Samson to the Liberal is on here tonight. I have with me Mr. Jerry Barker and Mr. So, the CEO. I am the board chair of this platform, the most powerful board chair of the platform.
This guy is so annoying, my goodness.
You see, what I want to say. Since we're on the aviation, something during early administration, James Springfield could have been renovated, but because of the president was living on the runway, for that reason, that airport was abandoned. Today is abandoned. It began,
Jerry, let me go ahead. Hold on 1 minute, let Jerry land, then we'll come to you.
That whole airport has been deserted. Now the terminal, how they call it, the LDE and using it. I mean, so what are we doing? What are we doing? We always say, during the old government time, what are we doing? This is the 21st century. We are 25 years into the 21st century. We should be ahead of where we are. I know we're coming from a 20-year war, but you know what? We can do better. There are other countries who have gone through the same similar thing, and they are better than us.
Thank you. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
This is, I don't want to say Dr. Toto, but it's George Toto from Pittsburgh, PA.
Nothing we're gonna get. These are liberals and socialists. We're not gonna get nothing from Dr. Toto. He's already.
Mr. Susan, the fact that you dropped the doctor, I mean you're not gonna get anything from you.
But from liberal.
Yeah.
No, I cannot disagree to that.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me merge the other caller, please.
You don't want to hear that one.
Let me merge it. Oh, the one they're proud here now. Okay, they're not taking no. Oh shit. Okay, let me go on, guys.
Man, you on the air.
Yeah, I know. Let me go, doctor. Now, okay, guys, somebody call here.
Anyway, why are you making the call?
Let me see if that's Dr. Toto. Go ahead, Jerry. Let me see if this is Dr. Toto.
I say Mr. Toto.
Okay, is it Dr. Toto? No. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is Dr. Toto that is calling me here. For some reason, I'm trying to merge the caller. They're not going through. Okay, Dr. Toto, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, caller, just hold on. Let Dr. finish. Let the doc finish, and we'll go to. Go ahead, Dr. Toto.
The way you drive me off, I thought because I disagree to that, the way you drive me off.
Oh, you're learning highway.
But the issue at the airport is very simple, to be frank. I think at this time if people don't really stand up to speak, and then the government or maybe the executive branch or whatever branch of government to take practical action to will not really improve the airport. And if we appear on the network, I don't think we have talk about it, but also compare the president to take action on this thing because it's very simple. We talk about life. It was bad in Liberia. Well, the images that we saw from Rawafi and that guy took a risk to lay in Liberia. I experienced the same thing in Liberia in 2023 where we took some investors to Liberia. Those were people first traveling to Liberia and we landed to Rawafi from Freetown before we have a delay because they see electricity issue. Then they say, okay, well, it was clear for all to arrive in Liberia. We arrived to the airport, to the terminal. It was a car led out to escort the airport to the terminal. Very shameful. You know, God keep taking risks to fly to Liberia in the night. And I think this is a time, this is an open situation that happened. I think this is a time that the government need to take serious action. And all meaningful Liberians, if we appear on platform that day, you're not going to talk about it, but to compare the president to take serious action on it. That's what I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you very much. Caller, you're next in line. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. So and Mr. So and
Jerry Bagon.
Mr. Bagner, how you doing? I like your view. I just want to ask a simple question, though.
Go ahead.
You think with the pilot taking that risk, can Brussels be sued for risking people's life? For letting the plane in Bagner, I know that we're living in a civil war. But if the pilot have a pilot decision, because it happened, I don't know if it was in New York or JFK, Southwest, I think it was in Chicago. They gave the pilot to go ahead to land, and Southwest plane was coming across. When he came across, they got a video. You see, he picked up back up to not have a crash. Because another plane was coming through his wheel, where he was already having the right away to pick up or to land, and another plane was coming, but he saw it, he left back up to go back to the air until that plane left before he could come back to land. So if more like in a pilot besides or just report to land the plane and racing people life can ensue also.
Okay.
And the next thing.
Go ahead. When you finish, Jerry will answer that one. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the next one, you see, there's nothing offense against Stevie Johnson. Stevie Johnson is not nothing but airport. He have no knowledge. He's just a tax collector. Anytime he was one of those that were collecting tax for RIA. So how that type of person can be running an airport when you have no idea about how airport is being run?
Okay.
I'll just sit right there and I'll let it. Answer my question.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me call this other number back because I didn't want to. Yeah, good evening, Davis. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the show tonight. I know that you're in the house zone tonight, Mr. Tom. You know, when you like something, it's sometimes good to sometimes complain the thing you like sometimes. I'm trying to say that we supported the leadership of the Excellency Joseph Boakai. But with their irregularity, we should be able to say it because if we sit there for the opposition to put on the defense, I don't think we'll be doing a good job. In the sense that you were talking about the blueprint. The blueprint, the president is clear. But do they?
Hold on, Clarence. Let me put it. Let me see if I can merge the other color. Hold on 1 minute. I hope. Okay. All right, Clarence, go ahead, and after that, then the color can come in. Go ahead,
Okay,
Clarence, just hold on 1 minute. Let Clarence learn. Go ahead, Clarence.
Yeah. Now the president should it might be good, but those that the president brought on where we need, are they really performing their duty?
Okay, hold on. Hold on, Claire. One more color.
Yeah, and many of these guys are coming on board. They are only after what they can get for themselves. They are looking at the age of the president, and they are using the opportunity that is given to them. In the Mr. Cho, you listen to Paul Kennedy tonight. The water station right in Bakulu. One more at least said that was 750 feet. In the start of it, we were running for senatorial position in Bakulu. Paul Kennedy said at 229 feet. If I said the people can go out of water by 9 o'clock in the morning time. What kind of country are we running here? And they spent 250 United States dollars for that project. Are we doing fair to ourselves? Or many of these young people that they only brought on board, they only coming down there to get what they can get. They get to maintain their political power tomorrow. And they take in at them, Mr. Joe. If we want for Nigeria to be better, they will beg the international community for money. The way sometimes we use money in our country is wrong. And listen to George or to Andrew or Spoon talk tonight. Also, we talk about when they established the World Bank. In 2 more period, the 11%, they got $132,000 as a pay. What part of the world that you pay 11% in that kind of money? And we still begging for money today for international community. If we want for the country to go forward, get the president look in the cabinet and make some changes because many of the people that came in, they are not really working according to the plan of the women program. It's wrong. We will not be on defense and they're true. Don't talk it true because when they see us saying this thing, we say no, you come here as a word in the shit party. No, it's the truth that he is saying. We're defending the wrong thing. The country is going beyond.
Thank you.
Are we making clear budget and like campaigning for CDC?
Yeah, I know.
We can don't tell the truth. We may look at circle also tomorrow, but look at the mentality of our Nigerian people when it comes to land of voting. These people, the way CDC abuse them, they will go by their and say, Papa, we beg you. We are being seen.
I see what they do to you.
Hey, Breakable, we're not going to have a change. Go ahead, Clarence.
If we continue with their path, we are on a very wrong path. Don't say the truth. When wrong, don't say it's wrong. Don't tell the person that may teach it. There are a lot of qualified Nigerians here. We can bring up the voice of crowd. You get that in our country. They can loot in the country. Thank you for the show.
Thank you. All right. Next caller in line. Not Breakable. The next one. Go ahead.
Are you talking to me, Mr. To?
Yeah. Go ahead. Because Breakable.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. To. Yeah, good evening, Mr. To, Mr. Piper, and Mr. So. I'm very passionate about the issue of the airport. That's why I decided to call tonight. You are always call on the show. And Libra, I will call you after the show to see whether you can bring me up or to talk more to go in depth with the issue of RIA. Because I've worked there before and I'm still into aviation in the US yet. When this government took power, I got in touch with the manager of RIA. I wrote a paper and sent it to him. The problem with people in Liberia that takes jobs, whether they come from the US, whether they're based in Liberia, once they get in position of power, they do not have interest in other Liberians sharing ideas on how the country can be improved. They believe that they have all of the ideas, they have all of the expertise and everything. So if you give them your 2 cents on what you know and what you think can move a particular sector of power, they don't want to listen to you. And I work for American Airlines. I've been working for American for almost 5-6 years now. I wrote, when this government took power, when President Obama came to Dallas, I wrote the vice president for my company, proposing to him that the government is looking for a direct flight for Liberia from the US to Liberia, and they will, partner with any US company. My vice president told me that it will take any US carrier the next maybe 10, 15 years before they will consider trying to go to Liberia because the aviation sector has never improved over the past 20 years. That's a shame. So that means even from Madam Salif, we have had this problem from Madam Salif,
And that is like one problem. We don't fix problem. We don't talk about problems. We've had this problem from Salif, we are now Waka. And the most recent is President we are, which was in 2022. We have similar problem with the issue of life. And it's about when you said the problems you are turn around and go to Freetown. First of all, you and I do not know the fuel level that was on our aircraft. Turning around to go back to Freetown and forcibly landing the aircraft in Monrovia, there are two risks involved. And the pilot decided to use his intuition to take one risk, which is landing the aircraft in the dark. Because taking the aircraft back to Freetown on a low fuel will cause even more damage. Because you don't know what will happen within the 45-minute airspace time that you have between Monrovia and Freetown. So though it wasn't a wise decision for him to land the aircraft in the dark, but also we do not know the level of fuel that was on the aircraft for him to take it back to Freetown and waiting either to bring the passenger back or unboarding all of the passenger and then reboarding them. That's a lot. That is a lot. So
thank you.
The what you do, but later, like I said, I will call you so maybe you can bring me on the show one of these Mondays for us to talk because that's my day off.
All right, thank you. We appreciate that. Okay. And what's your name? What's your name again?
Victor. Mr. Soul knows me very well. I've been on the show a couple of times.
Okay.
It's just I've been busy, that's why I don't come on.
Okay, Victor. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the next caller. Last caller. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
No, I didn't know me.
I said,
No,
what's
I
your
didn't know
name?
me.
What's your name?
I want to count very hard, but I listen to my brother Davis and I listen to Mr. Balcom. I tell you which. On the show note, listen. You see, these are things that's not surprise. When you see everybody was shouting, they forget that all men were in that country and they want your enemy want to go in the country. So their own budget, they were not living on a budget, they were living on international budget. So they tell everything okay. They were having all men of pay people that were waiting for them. So all the money they were getting, they didn't know what they happened. So and they were having people that NGO are happy working with the government. So they thought what happened during that time, that was going to happen. And that time no Facebook exists. So anything that was happening, nobody used to see it. Or look, that can be reality. You just 6 years, after the 12 years, you just 6 years to be opposition. 6 years, and saw all the mistakes that the other government doing after the 12 years. And your president that you make, look, when I talk about Baga, it can be very heavy because I went to President Baga house when you're bad president. I went inside the house, I went there several times, I saw a man house looking, and I know when you have become when somebody depend on your left, how to improve. The president left was not somebody that improved. The money you can tell me say next key, but your own money I wait for, you wait for. If you don't develop, who said nothing can develop. But you don't think that the man has somebody to do. Look at what is happening. And you want to share blame? Mr. Toe, stop sharing blame. This thing that happened in our country, President Baga is 100% responsible for that. So say no, the man 24. If anything happened in our country, why you not get fired then? But you want to say the man 24, the person whoever man.
Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, good night too.
Again, folks, Samson told Labra Radio Terry just joined us. Rescue 2. Thank you for joining. Let's hear from you, Terry, before we want to be closing now, but let's hear from you and then we'll come back to you when but you're going to be second after we the CEO leave our show, so we can have 5 minutes to ourselves and then we can have fun. But go ahead, let's hear from you.
Yeah, man. I think you guys were talking about the airport and things like that. I think it's a normal thing now, has become a normal thing. I think the previous, the Unity Party made it to be like it was something very, very bad, which it is bad. But what are we going to do about it? Is it something that can be fixed immediately, or is it something that needs to be fixed? It's a long-term process. because to fix that thing, you need the reputable equipment for it. People are saying that, oh, the people ate the money for the gas or the fuel. Is it true? Do we have evidence to show that was happening there? Because this thing seems to be a continuous process. In my opinion, I think it's a generator issue. I don't want to believe that it's somebody's eating the money on fuel oil, because obviously the airport is not a place to play with. You can be eating fuel or money and say, oh, this, that. So, but yeah, man, liberal, I think it's just something.
So Terry, Mr. So had a habit of trying to oppress us for somehow to be regretful for our support for Ambassador Wakai.
No.
He's always coming up to make statement that where you one, you brought this thing onto yourself, what have you, and everything. Mr. So, let me speak my own. The question I have for you here is, and I truly believe that even if President Wakai is not able to fulfill everything that he said he was going to do, that we have choice, Terry, on a very serious note. From looking at what President Weah and his people were doing, was there any other choice besides President Wakai? Could we have gone back to President Weah? Is that what they were expecting us to do? Talk to me on that, and I can go on.
Well, I think I think President Weah lost touch with the people, and that is what the people disciplined him. And he needed the discipline because he was out of touch, and there was no coming back for him. In fact, his second term would have been worse than his first. So this particular era where we find ourselves, like I said the last time, right? Mr. Soto have a point, but from my perspective, you are right. We had no choice. And like I said the last time, that the era of the progressive ended, the era of the imperialist leadership ended. So this was the era wherein President Weah was the one chosen to change the trajectory of the political landscape of Liberia. But unfortunately, he didn't even have a clue of why he was even selected. He never had a clue. He didn't even know what he was trying to do. He didn't know that he was bridging, he was the one to bridge the gap between the natives, the indigenous, and the rest of the elites. He didn't understand that. So he was not prepared to make the sacrifice. He didn't know that the entire country was depending on him. Take, for example, he just started building Condemona. He forgot about the people. He lost touch with the people. And another thing that we see happening in our society is that the neglect for the upcoming politicians. The neglect for the upcoming politicians. We have neglected. This is our generation that we need to take cognizance of, and we need to recognize our upcoming politicians, like the likes of these young guys, Henry Costa, Ben Senvi. You know, these guys have their own legacy. If without Henry Costa, you and I would not be discussing about JMB today, because Henry Costa was the guy who gave, people can say the man, anybody he jumped behind lost his elections. But I bet Henry Costa supported Darius Dillon. Darius Dillon won. He supported JMB. In fact, he changed the narrative. Like we were talking about the media last night. He changed the narrative of the thinking of the Liberian people to turn them around and support JMB. So we don't celebrate these guys. We don't recognize them. We don't call for them. Like the Bible said, the prophet is not honored in your own hometown. I know they have the weaknesses. People say, oh, they took money here and there, but these are all gossip that we can't prove. But what happened here is that Liberia did not have a choice between President Weah and JMB. That was just the time. But as it stands, is he better? That's my question to you, Liberal. Is he better than President Weah, former President Weah?
Thank you. Let me say this here before I bring in Nabwe. CEO, I believe, with Nabwe just joining us, I'm going to ask your judging to allow us to go over the show for about 15 minutes, if you don't mind.
And you say you bought here, why are you seeking permission again? You know, you can run, you can hide, but my ally is here, so your permission is granted. You know,
We
yeah.
function. We got function.
Oh, now you know you get function.
But
Granted,
the scheduling and the timing and things that you
granted, it's granted, it's
yeah.
granted.
So the board will come after you later for trying to embarrass the board chair publicly here this evening. I will deal with that in the board meeting.
Yeah, okay, we'll go to the meeting with all that. J. Victor Nangwe, comrade, welcome.
Let me go to you. Nabwe, good evening. Thank you for joining us here. I know you
Thank
better.
you. Thank you very much for having me. And let me quickly apologize. I started some discussion somewhere else before you guys came on, so it was difficult to break it away. But I'm happy to be here, and thank you. I kind of listened into some of the issues you're raising. I think you predominantly talk about the airport, which is really concerning because this problem here.
Are you at the airport because your place is dark? I mean, we can't see
Oh,
you.
you can see me. I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's at the airport.
yeah.
Are you at the airport?
Okay. All right, I missed that. Yes, I'm at the airport. So, but the this problem happened in the previous government, and there was a lot said about that by the current actors, some of the current actors in this government, and so they came in. And we thought, they would do the best when they brought in those generators from Ghana, from the Mahatma brothers. Whatever they're getting out of Liberia, we don't know, but they gave those two generators. And so we thought this problem has been resolved, but apparently it has not. And the airport authority, they're blaming the LEC, the new team over there. They themselves, they are up for confirmation, and they're not going to take the fall. And they said, no, it is not us. This is not an LEC problem. You guys didn't have fuel for this generator. And then I read on Front Page Africa, they're reporting that this current government's first budget, they gave the airport about $2.6 million, and this current budget about $3.2 million. But at the same time, vehicles and fuel and all of that for you know the big people's vehicles, $40 million. So you do the math. The airport is the gateway to right now, to our country.
But their vehicle business. Sometimes I wake up about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can be thinking to myself, you mean the people, the minister them, they can't drive vehicle that cost $5,000?
Yeah, yeah.
Can
So
they not? Is it not going to take them back and forth to work?
exactly,
Because
so
2 months, 3 months or so that I was in Liberia, the car was driving for $2,500.
absolutely, I agree with you.
So why go all the way up there to do what?
Yeah. So
Why?
we got our priorities upside down, liberal. I'll be honest. I listen to you guys, and at least you've been honest for once in your life on this show. You're telling the truth about the pains that our people are feeling from this government. This is a government that we really thought came to make the difference. But they're making a difference in a negative way. They're doing worse than this government they came to replace. They've been there 12 months. They can't seem to get their hands around anything. There's really not a thing that I can say this government has done and done well. I can't point to any. These problems, they were there. They know about them, but yet, what are they doing about them? This the top five of them in the government, from the president down to the deputy speaker. They're getting $14 million. All of the hospitals combined, they're getting $9 million. Why? So now we have the airport problem, and this is really an unforced error, I believe, because this is hurting us. Investors are coming in. That is the first image that they meet of a country plunged in darkness. Who wants to be in that country? You're talking about armed robbers and all kinds of possibilities. All kinds of things can come to your mind. When you get sick, where do you go when no electricity? It is really crazy. But I will pass it on, and I want to thank you guys for lifting it up. I really thought I could come in and join you and all of us. This is not a knocking on the government. We're just telling them that they're making the wrong choices. They've been in 12 months and they're going in the wrong direction. They need to turn around. They have to. They have to turn it around, and no wonder why the president is investing in bulletproof vehicles, because you know now, the people are getting antsy, they're getting angry. That's why he's so paranoid. He wants to protect himself in the hundreds, whatever, thousands of dollars of vehicle, parachute coming with a vehicle, or maybe they got water bag in the vehicle. Liberal would know that because in the inner circle. But thank you very much. I'll pass it on.
Jerry, let me come to you. Before these people came on, this is exactly you and I. That's why the point I was making. You see how Namwe just improvised, because there's no information out there that is coming from within the government that we can count on. So how am I gonna counter that? But let me come to you here. We're gonna go over by 15 minutes. Let me come to you here. Jerry, go ahead. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
Mr. Namwe.
The caller asked question earlier about.
No, I'll address the question. I'll address the question. But let me address Mr. Namwe first. You don't blame them. Mr. Namwe then they were the progressive. No, what a progressive now lead to where we are today. So that one part I'm not even going to identify.
What progressive? Namwe used to be progressive. That how do you call it? What's the school again? Swamp, Bossy, progressive. There. I beg you, man.
These are the progressive. These are the progressive ideas. So I'm not going to
progressive.
These are the progressive. But there are a few things I want to talk about, especially somebody who flew in America for a while. And if somebody asked a question, whether it was good judgment for them to land up playing in the darkness. No. The planes have two engines. That two engines carry gasoline or fuel. Let me put it that way so people understand. Two fuel. If one engine fails, you can fly out a plane from here to Chicago or from Chicago to New York. The two engine plane, always. So then you have to find a safety place to land that plane. So from Freetown to Monrovia, and I believe they had landed in Freetown before going to Liberia. So at that time, the plane already been fueled. So the fuel business is out of the question to say, oh yeah, the man that's a pilot, you must land that plane in that darkness. So it's out of the question. The second thing I want to talk about, they asked a question whether you can sue the aviation or you can sue the how they call themselves, Brussels Airlines for letting the plane. No, there's no injury. What is your complaint? Or the man land the plane, inconvenience you your life. Yeah, what the pain and suffering you suffer. Before you sue. So that when I say, well, there's no crime have been committed. But my point I want to say here is the Liberian aviation need to call a pilot why he landed up playing in the darkness at that time. Maybe he had his own explanation. What was it? What was the emergency? So even if somebody is on a plane that was dying, you still have to lift that plane up. And when you're approaching the airport, you can be 2-3 miles away to show you that you're on a path, whether that lead is going to come or not. So you're in communication with the tower. So the tower guide you how to land that plane. So for him to go there and land that plane in the darkness, God bless him, but was a wrong choice. I think somebody asked another question again. What we can do in Liberia, let's go back to our history. What happened to Firestone? For years in memory. Firestone have always been supplying our light. We never had the difficulties and things. Why is it that we can't reach out back to Firestone and we'll be partnership with Firestone who has supplied our light all these years? What happened to Firestone? Firestone stayed there because I grew up in Firestone there, Habel. So all the year we never had a problem. So why is it at this time we can't reach out to Firestone? Let's put our selfishness aside. Let us not be greedy. Let us not be arrogant. We can still reach out to Firestone. We can bust bill. Firestone, you supply our light. We have done it in the past. Firestone, you supply our light. They are setting the amount of thing. We'll give you tax break. It's done in this country. You know it. I know it. A business person, okay, he's supposed to pay us $2.5 million. Give us this amount, and we'll bust bill, or we'll give you break on so amount. and we'll have electricity. Firestone have already been supplying left to our place for the time I was the bureau in Firestone. So, I mean, why is it so difficult? Why? It is time for us to put our self-interest and put it down. Well, let us do something for Liberia, for the sake of Liberia. And if you are appointed, it's a blessing for the president to ask you to come work in the government. You know what I mean? You're the smarter person, but the president trusts you. That's why he called upon you. We got 5.some million people living in Liberia. A more than a president can call you and say, come and work in this administration. Do your best. Do your best. It will pay dividend. That's your recommend. That's your resume. Our director of the airport, this is my legacy, and they will call you for another place. Look what we are doing. It's very shameful, disgraceful, especially for our country.
Thank you. Let me come to you, Mr. Soul. At this point, I will ask if you were to recommend, if you were asked for recommendation on how some of these problems can be resolved, what would be some of your recommendation?
Oh, very interesting. You want recommendation now? Eh? Wow.
He asking for help.
I'm gonna recommend.
No, but he said, you know what? He cannot ask for help because the same question I put it to him, he said he would not advise her, he was never going to make recommendation. So let me see what he's going to say tonight.
I'm gonna give a simple recommendation that more or less.
That now you want to give recommendation?
I always, even in as much as I criticize or give my opinions, I always have a second thought of putting something forward. But you guys don't get it. You don't get it because when I try to say you see us as anti-government people, we are not resistant to government. We cannot fight government. We cannot fight even
the tone of voice. The tone of voice.
We stand in the gap to kind of to give our opinions and our views and make these sort of I'm not going to go a recommendation with the airport thing because first of all, a government should have a priorities. What that is happening, I'm just going to speak about it a little bit. They could probably we could be more harmed as a people, as a country, because these institutions, the airlines, they have good board. I'm not talking about the people who always I'm aboard this, I'm aboard this. They have a well-established structure. They don't just come and showcase, want to just use their authority. Now, if they come to realize this it becomes a pattern, they know the implications of when a lawsuit, especially with foreign people, to endanger people. It happened the first time, and it continued to happen over and over, and nothing is being done. They could say, okay, you know what? We're going to slow down our business. And the government of Liberia knows that the reason the airlines, airport want to go to these places, they fly, they spend less than this hour, that hour. In fact, when I was going through Ghana, I was talking to one, some of these people, the reason they don't even sleep, the money that national government that goes to national government cover. You know what it means when the airlines say, oh, we're not going there? Citizens, it puts people, it creates an insecurity. And that's not good for your country. So when we are talking about these things, it's not that we do not like this old man or we do not like her. There's no any patriotic citizen, regardless of our political differences, that would just be the one that doesn't want his or her country to succeed. I am not that, and we are not that type. So if you and your guy, your patron, with is also in his group, these are the same very divisive tone. And when you should be the one to soften this now, to solidify, to bring people together, and you on the other side doing this. But this is I will give a simple recommendation. That one, you the retired aviation person, you should speak to Joseph Boyka. You have a direct line to Joseph Boyka. And that's exactly, I'm calling on you, I'm challenging you. And I expect in the coming days or week to see a twist into this whole thing, then I know you will look into it as because you came, you met the old man, you came and asked you here. The liberal was backing you. It's not, you were telling me it's none of my business. You don't need to tell me this. So you just went and you drank your palm wine, you drank your red wine, and you were laughing and everything was going okay. Now you're coming back, you're distancing yourself from the liberal here today. So again, you are showing yourself who you are and all of that. But this is a simple recommendation. I'm going to make that. This is something that we have discussed before. That it comes to the motorcyclists and all of these things that are creating this unnecessary political tension in the country, marketeers and students that are going to school. What I taught the police who have done to go into a dialogue, there's a way that you can strangulate, there's a way that you can put policy into place and contain people. Moravia is not that too big. They could have divided up Moravia. I'm just giving a simple one. And please, when you talk to the old man tomorrow, tell him, let him tell what his name is, Gregor Como. Moravia could have been divided into a zone. No matter what, all of these people, motorcyclists, you see, so right? They have somewhere. Even I don't care, they travel all night. They have a place to sleep. In order to minimize the rush in the capital city, how many of them, if you ever do a calculation, how many of them live in the heart and sort of Moravia? The percentage will be very low. You look at Ghana, the Somalia Dry, and all of those places, you put them into a category. You who live, because Ghana and the other places, Ivory Coast, taxi driver, they do the same thing. You who live in that area, if it requires this motorbike to have a specific license plate, and these laws must be enforced, implemented, not bribery and do your hand like this. If you live in Ghana, your routine is within the borough of Ghana's Bay. You're not going to Lokintown, you're not going to Dupo Road and all of that. Once you do that, it becomes a regulation. Anyone who defies that, they pay a huge fine. There's a first, second, third. And if that one person continues to violate and challenge government stuff, you see, but when you just you see,
Thank you.
He doesn't want to listen. This is who he is. And you, Jerry, is not saying anything. You, Jerry Barker, you're looking elsewhere as if you're not hearing what the liberal is doing. He's trying to function now. You don't want to.
Thank you. We're on a timeline here. We're not here to roller skate all
the time. He said we'll go after the time. So why are you worrying about it, Mr. Liberal?
He's just flexing muscle. He wants to show you the boat. Now what is it about?
Running out of time.
I say, Clara ain't come for your people then tonight. Gary, you probably don't, man. I'm saying in
the meantime, their body June Mali writing all in the comment. You're not even agreeing with them.
No, but you're not part of all. You're not part of. Let me hear rescue too. Let me hear rescue too.
I think it was gonna minimize, it was to avoid all the kind of stuff. But he's a liberal, so that's a liberal. He doesn't take advice. That's fine.
Thank you. Let's hear from you, rescue too.
Mr. So, and all of that. I see your co-host here talking all kind of stuff about that. But the problem is, you talk about one.
Wow. Fatu. I will throw it to your tire. You see, these are the people when we are talking, the liberal can rally them, then they come and then they start. They will start. You will talk.
But they move where? I want to know where they move. Where they moving?
The chicken can go out in the never. It can go out in the day, but in the evening will come home.
So let's hear from Terry. Let's hear from Terry. Let's hear from you.
I see Dr. Marley posting 141 and all of that. The budget, I don't know why you did not contest the presidential budget. Why are you making law with car data? The money is in the budget.
And why you're budgeted. And
for the president.
Terry, why you move the speaker?
Oh no, the speaker budget alone that the man going over a budget.
Oh, okay.
Listen, your CDC people, your lead or small, so the people can work. The public got to hear those are the needs of those are the benefit of being president.
Terry, you look here, you will clip it.
Let you clip it. The puppet got to ride. Listen, if that car was above, because the president for Sierra Leone is
Mr.
riding
Nangbe,
100.
are you hearing the man of God?
No, listen now. You see,
Man,
I'm not going to be like Reverend Reeves, what the people
we're
Sonny,
in trouble
but
in our country.
the puppet is right. I just saw the puppet Jenna on one video, the man wearing a hat, he walking, coming also. Look, 141,000, that's plenty of money. I agree, right? But that money was budgeted for. It went through the process of budgeting. There were legislators that went and saw that money and they allowed it to go in the budget for the president to get his vehicle. You start arguing that the president stole the money. It was discussed, it was approved, and it was passed in the budget, and it became a law. So if you did not contest it before it went in the budget, why are you guys contesting it now? Because the car show fail in town? That why you're arguing that you know that the money was in the budget? So the thing here is that you know, the thing here, the old man is working and the man is the president. In America, the great United States of America, there are people sleeping on the street as we speak. The president is riding a limousine that worth, I think, over $2 million. That is Liberia. That's how we set our government up. If we want to change it, we have to depend on the legislature. The budget go through them. When the budget go there, you can press your legislature in your district. Mr. Nangbe, what district you from? You can call your representative. My man, yeah. I
already called my resident. He went for the New Jersey.
He got voted over there. He from New Jersey.
So call your representative. Say Representative Foko. I know that Foko or who. Representative
New Jersey. They're not Liberia, New Jersey. They're New Jersey next to New York.
my representative, Austin Taylor.
Okay, call the man and say, look, you know what? My man, that budget must not pass. I hear that the president gets so and so in the budget. We don't want it to pass. Put your people together. Contest the budget.
But
then we make it impact. But all the one doing here are commentary after the news.
You will do that. When the process avails itself for debate. But they passed the budget in less than 2 hours. Where was the time to do that? Isn't that why you remove the speaker? Is that the whole reason to pass the $880 million budget in 2 hours? And that why you remove?
But you heard a regime. You heard a regime.
The time the speaker was there. The time the speaker was there, the 45,000 car.
When I saw you and Jerry Bagon, this is victim blaming that why you're already beyond tonight. You're talking about, you know, the pilot was over. You're not supposed to land that the pilot you're gonna blame for landing the plane. That the pilot fought. That why you coming to talk about Jerry Bagon? The pilot knew better than to land the plane.
Good. As a pilot, that you are the captain who in charge of that ship. So anything goes wrong, if you can recall the pilot for the
that right there.
Hold on a second. When the pilot he was charged for mayhem in Italy, he did not secure that boat, and people died, and he was prosecuted. So that's it. You are responsible.
If we were using jet plane to go to Ghana, then the president, look, I don't like to see people talking the kind of thing. Just to go to Ghana, you are riding private jet, something that you were not riding before you became a president. You started riding it when you became president. You didn't see nothing wrong with it. The car he was riding, you never saw nothing wrong with it. Today, President Boka is riding the same car that was budgeted for him to ride. You have problem with it. The men are flying in private jet that he used to. You have problem. Okay, listen. Let my pretty advice for you. You'll wait until 2029. You'll bring your way back.
But we'll be living said by that time.
The player and I have reached to the place where I really want for you to bring your way back, because I want to see the leadership.
So when you sound like that, you make it sound like all with Joey. I'm not Joey.
No, I'm not talking about you, Mr. I see Dr. Jones.
Joey had 6 years. You didn't do a thing with them. So I'm not a Georgia man, and I'm not a UP man. I think we need to look to a third option. But let me tell you this: the liberal are asking the CEO, and he gave very good recommendation, which the liberal will not take. I know that because you're not even listening. He won't hear it, but we'll put it there. The other people who get good ear, they will hear it. Let him care both ear on our side. This president needs to turn the budget upside down, Terry. You understand me? The way the system is set up, if Waka doesn't take a scalpel to this system, he will not do a thing. When he giving 87 to 88% of the budget to recurring expenditure, scratch card and jolly, he buying, $1.5 million. If he keeps that way, he will not do a thing. He needs to flip this budget upside down. He's still appointing people.
I agree
This
with
government
you.
is still
But who's supposed to help you do it?
Okay.
The host,
Let
Mr.
me
Nangwe?
come here and take control. The board chair, the board chair is taking control of this show.
Go ahead,
Let
Chief.
me just take. Well,
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna take
go
my,
ahead, Chief.
you say I'm gonna take my board here and go on the other side.
Because you're not here, what we're telling you, so.
No, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing here this evening. I'm sorry that Terry and the way you guys came in late, but you guys have contributed immensely into the conversation itself.
And thank you very much for the
Which we
patience for accommodating our later
Let's
arrival.
let's
Appreciate
let's
that.
hear your closing number, and then we'll go to Terry, Mr. So, and then
No, I will not keep you long. I just want to thank you for giving us the courtesy, even though we joined late. You extended the time. Appreciate that. But seriously, Liberal and Jerry, CEO Terry, our country is in trouble. The shoes keep dropping. We're trying to put them back, but we can't keep up. And we have to really take drastic measures. This is a big scar. Also, big soul require big, 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 medicine. And we're not doing that. If we expect this gradual approach to things, you take 200 gallons from the president, 2 gallons from the president, it is not going to help us. So, I'll just leave it there. But every day we're being exposed. This Apple thing, I'm sure by tomorrow and the day after, we'll be talking about something else again. We have to really, really grab this thing and give it the seriousness it deserves. The president, I don't think he has committed to doing that. And that is what the problem is. Every day you tune in, you read the paper, there's story upon story upon story of malfeasance, misbehavior, graft, corruption, patronage, all in this government, and yet we don't hear anything or see the president. When was the last time the president actually gave a press conference to tell us anything, to even sound a warning so that people will say, "Oh, the president's here to do." They get people as a declaration, put a deadline, the deadline can't pass. What you do? So, but thank you for the time. We'll come here and say the little we can say. Hopefully, somebody will listen and maybe it will mean something to somebody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Terry, let's hear your closing.
Every government around the world is corrupt. Government as a whole, politics is all about money. It's all about people maneuvering. The main thing is that should be our worry is whether if the agenda of the president of the day will be met. The president came on a mantra of rescuing and with an arrest agenda. We have to allow it to process and to be achieved. We can't be comparing President Weah government with President Boka government. President Weah was given 6 years. Lela Brunpo gave him 6 years to prove himself. He did. And his performance was poor. That's why they booted him out. Is he still not riding the private jet? Like somebody just posted, he's still riding it. When he started riding it during his presidency. Those are the benefits that the presidency brought for him that is still continuing. And guess what? When you bring him back, he's going to ride it even greater than that. And that is what you want. Give it to him. I'm not against that. But I will still tell you today that Honorable Boka government is 100 times better than the previous government that were there. If election were held today, will you support President Boka over President Weah in the runoff? I will do. Because there is a great change that I am seeing I went to Liberia every year since President Weah was in power. I was in Liberia every year. I saw the country. I saw the way people are living. After President Boka took over, I went to Liberia last year. Just last year I was there. I saw the country. I know the condition of the people. Some of you guys here been here for 20 years. Y'all have not even gone back home. Y'all don't even know how home look like. We know how it look like. We know the tension that the people been going through. We live that tension. And we know a good government when we see one because we live it. When last you were in Liberia? When last you ate kobo in a kobo shop? When last you ate kobo? So listen, we did the right thing. We have no regret. And I'm convinced that I have no regret. I agree. President Boka need to work on so many things. He need to cut down wasteful spending. I agree with Mr. Nangwe. And I've been saying it on the show. But hey, are we better than yesterday? We are 100 times better than yesterday. Do I want for Liberia to go back to yesterday? Certainly not. But if you want to give it to him, go right ahead, Bob. We'll be sitting now watching you.
Thank you. Mr. So, let's hear from you. You got 2 seconds. Mr. So, your time is going. You're on the clock.
But 2 seconds at a time?
Huh?
2 seconds at a time. I think Terry took 20 minutes.
Yeah, but Terry that rescue too.
20 minutes?
Terry that rescue
20 minutes.
It is sad. What we found ourselves, people who should intercede, and they are giving go ahead. You take money and do whatever you want to do. You know, that's just the society that we have. But what we can say it, we are not a resistant force. We are not a resistant group as we've been seen or categorized by the liberal wing of this network, and see us as people of hate to this president or this administration. We are putting forward solutions. We are making suggestions. We are making a meaningful contributions with the hope to help this president, not those who are giving the president waving a white flag. Do what you want to do. You leave the president. And then they come back the next day to quote scriptures. So then we start to question then who they are and where they are leading this country. You know, but Jerry Bacon did the right thing tonight. He publicly questioned his.
Thank you, Mr. So. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Jerry, you got 10 minutes, please.
So take 2 minutes of my time. Finish
No, Jerry, we're not going to give you any more time because he start creating a conflict among my
all right, well, the board chairman has the board chair has spoken. Let me do my closing.
Wow.
Thank you for tonight. Amazing, interesting. Let us not play with security.
They want Fatuna pay nothing now.
Let us not play with security in our country. We are doing it a detriment to our people's lives. It is, it is bad, and it is for times for us to sit and really put our ideas together, especially when it comes to RI. The security, the national security need to do something better than what we are doing right now. Because one day we'll be called out of God and we are not prepared for it. And I knock on wood that it's not going to happen. Like what happened, I want to talk about. Anyway, I'll talk about it more, but just to put in my closing. What happened, Pastor gave 15 kids information all the way from Kakata all the way to 15 gate before the caught up with that guy. And when the police people arrested that guy, instead of him to take him from the scene, they have him press conference. You don't do that. The man been chased for more than 40 to 50 miles before finally the car crash. And you're going to stay here on the scene. You didn't even know whether that car had explosion or anything in that car. Instead of evacuated man, you give me press conference. We are playing with security in our country. It is time for us to start looking in the mirror. What are we doing wrong and what is our objective, what we try to achieve in this country. I will talk details about it tomorrow. I mean, it was a disgrace. It was a disgrace for the policemen and also the arrestee who have been detained.
Thank you.
So quickly here, I believe from all indication you disagree with your guy tonight, right?
Fatu say I should give you time, so go ahead, talk, Mr. So.
Also, you have other people that you have to consult before you.
Really? That's good governing. That's good governing because if you consult people, you can make error.
So I'm giving you one more minute.
You're not consulting people. You're buying your $2 million car that now
Listen to people. That good leader. He listen to people. He listen to people. He's a good leader.
We will not be intimidated.
Okay.
We will not be aroused. No one gonna bully us.
Oh God.
We will stay here. Whether you sanction us, whether we talk 1 second, 2 seconds before another oracle is being consulted to give us time to talk, we will we here.
Thank
you. We will make sure that you do the right thing.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. God willing.
No, y'all don't go here. I'm in my closing here. Why don't want to come?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But brother,
the co-host is embarrassed about you
tonight. He wants to leave. He wants to leave. He's embarrassed. But now we got to sit down and sit under the voice of the chair.
The liberal and the board chairs want to talk. Again, folks, thank all of you. I got with me Jerry Barker, was the co-host here. Mr. So is here, the CEO. Terry is here, the rescue 2. And Nabwe here, the negative 1% is here as well. And no, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you tonight. But let me just say this here very quickly. Look, the issue of Liberia, Nabwe, you're quite correct. We're having some serious problems. We find leaders, and they are only individual. They bring you on board as an extension of their hands, so to speak. They only have 2 hands, 10 fingers. They might be smart, but they might not be able to do everything. And so if these people themselves are not considering Liberia as their home, and they are going in with the intent of stealing, then it's difficult to deal with. I'm not saying that president cannot be responsible. Yes, the president will be responsible. The president is responsible. The president was the one that brought these people on board. But at the same time, let us also consider that perhaps the president is looking. So let's continue to do our job, to criticize, to say what is wrong. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Lastly, I want to say to all of you in this public manner that Mr. So, who is the CEO, is continuing to do a wonderful, wonderful job for the platform. And within the next 2-3 months, not even that long, this platform is going to be transformed. It's going to be transformed to another level that I think all of you that are on this platform will be very proud of him. But the issue is, even when you're proud of him, you're going to praise me in the board chair as your call. You will do the Google thing, do all the Google thing. But you got to say, Mr. CEO, you're doing good. But thank you, Mr. Even if I don't do anything, sir.
But thank you for the board chair.
This is a real typical crime, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know,
yeah,
even if I don't do anything,
is unbelievable.
Even if I don't do anything, that board title is a lot. That thing I can eat put sour with air in total. Y'all not take it from me. Again, folks, I want to thank all of you. Thank you very much. Those of you that have been writing, those of you that were calling in. Clarence, let me just say this here. I know things are difficult right now, but we will get out of it. The president, Clarence, you know who this president. You voted for him, and he was striking all of the good notes. Let us don't give up on him. He's our father. and he's not young either. So there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scene that we're not quite aware of. But I think let's continue to pray for him, and let's continue to ask God for long life for him. And we will do what we can. We'll criticize these young people who's supposed to be coming on board and helping the president. We'll criticize them, and let's continue to do that. All of you that call in tonight, Fatima, thank you very much. We really, really do appreciate all of you guys.
What about Breakable?
Let Breakable fan play to sit down, man. Okay, I'm getting Chinese phone tonight. You ain't lucky. Breakable fan play to sit down, man. Why are you breaking?
So Mr. Thor,
yeah.
Quickly here, I know you're out of time. Look, guys, thank you. This guy's not going to scare us. We're going to be here. But more importantly to our viewers, our followers, Fatu, the Breakable, the Clarence, so many, Trocon, many of you guys, we're going to be reaching out to you in a very special and unique way at an appropriate time. And we urge that you give it a second thought with respect to what we intend to do. And like I always say here, all of us, everybody, the analysts here, everybody's squeezing themselves to get things going. And so when we want to ask, we want to make sure and make some progress before we can ask. And I think we are almost getting there. But hopefully it will unveil itself, and then we'll reach out personally to see what we can all do. But interestingly, what's going to happen, and this is what the fight going to be, is I don't know whether we're going to get majority black or minority, because we will be in a special section, this board chair who is in a habit of restricting phone calls and be selective who to talk, who not to talk, having Korean phone, Japanese phone.
That one a board decision. You can't stop it. You just a CEO.
Okay.
I'm the board chair. I got Chinese phone. Anybody you come on here, this is not President Baka's show, but he's our father. You come on here, you start talking about the president.
Your father?
Okay,
your father been dead long time. So
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So you come on here and you say something about our father that is not nice. We throw the Chinese phone at you. We're not gonna stop that one. So see you the first something else to talk about. But anyway, I want to thank all of you again tonight. Namwe, thank you. Terrence, thank you. Mr.
But I the board chair looking sharp, so he and the CEO. I don't know. You're looking too smart.
Well, the top him. You see, if you see me like there, the Tabata is above bowl.
Okay.
Alright, thank you guys.
Jared just for him tonight, man. Jared denied him publicly.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.
I brought a bulletproof.
Exactly.
And CEO looking in the chat. Dr. Malik declaring a candidacy in the chat.
And then
Reverend,
the political reverend.
Listen to Dr. Malik.
Yes. Dr. Malik, you get my vote.
My board chairmanship.
I'm voting for you.
My board chairmanship that for life.
You need 49. You need 49.
Yeah, exactly. You need 49.
You need 49.
You can't get 49. Dr. Malik, when it forced us to bring people here to vote, we'll vote and
you're coming to truck people, eh? Oh, what here?
You can make it. You need 49. You get 49. You can make it.
Maybe Dr. Malik got 49 already.
All right, guys. Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you, Terry. Thank you very much, Mr. So. Thank you. Again, folks. Samson told La Bropa Freedom. I want to thank all of you again that tuned in tonight. Please, we'll be back here again tomorrow, and we really appreciate if you guys continue to join us. Even though we're going to make fun from time to time, but we have some serious business to carry on here. And I want to thank you guys for joining tonight. And I will say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.
Hey! Why, Maman a de l'IPCA, le maquis, je suis la plus belle. Toute l'Italie, Dieu Seigneur, à ce moment ça. Rachel de Kibo, je adé. Oh, abrede koto, nyali wa banyo, nyali okoro prawo. Abre koto nyali. Abre koto nyali, Stefan Soko. Oh, abrede, anana, amagre ngara koto nyali wa. Stefan Soko ya okoro prawo. Aya, koto nyali wa. Amana vere kasawa. America vere titi kopa kwa vere sa seri peke chile peke peke. Ayo yuje bayo, ye sikre kama pa, sisi ye la play play play. Oye la koto nyali, are bayo e koro bravo. Hey ye, koto nyali. Awo, taba sisi nyoro are na vere ni paka. Taba sisi nyoro are na vere ni. Why? Ale na yule koro bravo. Abrile kodo nyali. Lozo made jogre. Pamro ayo. Ade wa ba bere wa sabake. Wa ba be. Agbawo mabani. Ni ama. Agbawo mabani. Agbara sugo gbele bayo. Agina ni ka bere titi baba. Aja tubo agbawo mabani. Mabani, ana mabani, anana. Bayi bawo mabani. Ni agiji dalio alegio. Bamro bani we mabani. Siza fuku ade alegio. Ade bawo mabani. Ni azayi do. Ade bani we mabani. Obe na baya gresa eba. Ama ade bawo mabani. Bawo mabani. Ama mabani. Waye. Ade bawo mabani. Parlez mal de lui, mais je vous dis, c'est ça qui nous a construit. À quoi nous faut se mettre ici, hein? Il faut être devant. Tu n'es pas conscient, moi je suis conscient. Nana Asaka,